50 to 140 millimeter lens. Let's check it out. Hi everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Pal to Tech. This is the lens review I have been talking about for, I don't know, months, well, weeks at least. This is the 50 to 140 Fujifilm lens review, and I am on location with my awesome crew here in beautiful Georgia, but it's hot. It is hot out there. Let me cool you off. We are talking today and doing a full-blown review of the Fujinon XF 50 to 140 millimeter, and here's the official title, f2.8 RLM OIS WR weather-resistant zoom lens. I paid full price for this lens. It was not given to me at all to do this review. We are going to focus on 5 key aspects of this lens: build quality, image quality, focus and zooming, a comparison with the 55 to 200, and some minor annoyances, and not deal breakers, but things I want to tell you about regarding this lens. This Fujinon 50 to 140 is sort of part of this red badge trinity of lenses for the Fujifilm X system that would include the 10 to 24, the 16 to 55, and this one, the 50 to 140. This is 83 millimeters in diameter and 176 millimeters in length with a filter size of 72 millimeters on it. It has the nano and the MT-EBC coatings to really cut down on glare. I hardly noticed any glare on this lens. It has a triple linear motor. It's very fast. Tripod collar. I think this lens was designed for photographers who were using a 70 to 200 millimeter full frame zoom lens coming to crop sensor, and they needed that focal length. Thus, it's roughly, and I say roughly, equivalent to 76 to 213 millimeters full frame sensor. It weighs 995 grams, about 2 pounds, and has a minimum focusing distance of about 1 meter or 3.3 feet for those of you in the US. This maintains its aperture of f2.8 throughout the entire focal range of the lens. That is why you're paying the big bucks for this lens. Okay, let's talk build quality now. This lens is solid. It is one of the most solid lenses that Fujifilm makes. You can feel the quality right when you pick it up. It's mostly anodized aluminum. It has 23 elements in 16 groups. That is a heavy amount of glass. This is a heavy lens if you're only used to mirrorless or Fujinon lenses. There is an aperture ring right here that clicks at every 1/3 stop, which is kind of nice. They actually moved it further forward than other Fuji lenses. And that's a nice thing because when this is attached to the camera, your hand can lock onto it easier because it is further forward. I do prefer that design choice that they made. And it has such a nice click sound. Check it out. There is a tripod collar as well that can be removed by these 2 thumb screws here. The other thing about the tripod collar is that it can rotate. You can turn the tripod collar, and which is kind of nice. It doesn't really have any click indentations for it to lock in, so it just kind of free turns, and then you tighten the screw right here, and you can line it up. There's a couple of little alignment markings right here, so you'll know when it's lined up. The lens hood that it comes with is plastic. Yeah, it's the same plasticky lens hood that comes with all of the Fujinon lenses. Frankly, I was expecting a little bit more considering this lens is so expensive, but that's what it is. It has a removable little section right here. I don't know if you can see it. It comes right out, and you can then reach your finger in and adjust your circle. We interrupt this video of the lens review to bring you a special report, a special video. Actually, this is going to be a rant video. This is a variable ND filter, okay? Screws right on here. Here's where I screwed things up. I had the lens hood on here like this. You know, just keeping it stored like that. I was in a rush, like I always am. And I put this on, just like this, because I wanted to get a quick shot. I screwed it on, I took my shots. Then I went to take it off. I couldn't get it off. Now, this thing won't come off, so I can't get into it. And I kept turning and turning and turning, and it wouldn't unscrew. And I couldn't get you can't get your fingers in to do that because of this lens hood. So if you have a lens hood on here and you have a neutral density filter that turns and turns and turns to infinity, and that neutral density filter happens to be stuck on here, I had to take a pair of needle nose pliers and make a decision. I pinch really hard, like right there, and I go, and that's what I ended up doing to save this lens and to be able to get this thing off. Make sure next time you never, ever have the lens hood backwards on the lens when you put one of these on. Don't do it. All right, so that's it. Back to the lens review. Adjust your circular filters that you have put on the lens. So that's kind of cool. The only gotcha with this, be careful where you put this little thing. It's easy to lose this, okay? Or break it or step on it. So just know that. First off, I have to tell you that the image quality for this zoom lens is stellar. It's sharp. All the way through the focal range, more or less, it's sharp. What I found was that the sharpest sweet spot on this lens, where it's sharp throughout the whole focal range, is somewhere between f5.6 and f11. Here's a shot right here at f5.6, and as you can see, zooming all the way in, nice and sharp. Check it out. You can see clearly. Here is another sharp. You can see the detail right here. This is also f5.6. This is not bad. I'm not even wide open yet. Let's look at how it performs on, say, a model shoot or with subject isolation in portraits. If I zoom all the way in on this shot right here, you can see the detail just comes right out. Absolutely stunning. And this is f3.6 on this lens at 1/40th of a second. Here's another shot here where you can see that the subject is isolated from the background. Here's another shot right here. Very sharp subject with a very nice kind of pleasing background. One thing I did notice about this lens was that there is some diffraction blur at around f22 when zoomed in all the way to 140. So let me grab a corner right here and zoom in. And let's go to the next one, grab the corner and zoom in. Okay, now that's pretty darn clear. This is f22 on the left. This is f11 on the right. As I continue, here's f5.6. It's still pretty much the same. And here we go down to f2.8 and it's still pretty much the same. So again, when you get into that f22 area, you're gonna notice some diffraction blur. I'd like to talk about the bokeh a little bit. Nice. That's the word I would use to describe it. It's not stellar, it's nice. It's nice for the zoom lens. Here's a close-up, and if you can see, not bad, not bad. This is at f2.8. f2.8 here. Now, when I test these shots, I'm not in a laboratory. I'm outside in the real world, and I'm trying to, emulate exactly what someone would be doing just out not thinking about the camera or testing the camera. So in this case, I was freestanding, I was holding the camera, no tripod at 1/60th of a second. And if you look at what I got, you kind of have these little swirls. Yeah, could I have changed it around by altering my angle? Yes, but this is the shot I got. This is what the camera captured for me in the moment that I had to take this picture. One of the things I noticed about this lens was when you have green foliage and leaves in the background, it kind of did this weird little swirls. You might love that look. I'm not a huge fan of it. Check it out. Here's the picture, and if you look at kind of this swirling going on, you see that right there? Right there? But it just, this kind of leaf swirling that's going on. Look down here. I'm not a huge fan of that, but some people absolutely love it. There is some very, very minor chromatic aberration in this lens, but man, it's like non-existent. And all you do is you just check a box anyway. Look, it's already checked. If you uncheck it, you can see, now I gotta zoom all the way in. If you look, that purple fringing right there, if I tick this box, boom, purple fringing gone. So chromatic aberration, no chromatic aberration. See, so yeah, that is not even something you need to worry about. Have the box ticked. Same with lens distortion. It will when you get those RAW files, you bring them into Lightroom, it will automatically have the lens profile applied, as you can see right here. I don't even think about it, and it never was an issue. Same with flaring. I never really dealt with flaring on this lens. I love the zoom on this lens, love it. It's a 1/4 of a turn cycle to go through the entire zoom range. And with video, I love it even more. Now, I'm coming from the 55-200. I'm used to the 55-200. And on the 55-200, I think this zoom sucks. I don't like it at all. Never did. For video. Obviously, if you're taking pictures, still pictures, you zoom in, you take the picture, you're done. But with video, if you want to zoom in and have a kind of a more fluid zoom, no. You do want to have this lens for that. It is awesome. You could put a blindfold on and pick up this lens and you would find the zoom dial. It's huge. I mean, look at this thing. It's almost too big. I mean, it's gigantic. No. Never mind. This is a family-friendly show here. So I love the zoom feature about it. It's awesome. I'm not so happy with the manual focusing ring. It's kind of small, a little clunky. That's my word for it, a little clunky. There, you can quote me on it. When you turn the manual focus ring, you're not actually turning the elements. You're sending a signal from this lens to the camera, which then tells the camera, okay, focus the lens, and the camera then sends a signal back to the lens and focuses it. So it's just this oddness to it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's not a huge deal breaker for me because the autofocus is so fast. You do need to have more light than I would like for that to happen. If it's in dim light, a lot of dim light, it is doing some hunting. I took this lens inside to a karate studio, which was dimly lit, and I shot some very fast action shots. So I had to crank up the ISO at 6400 on this thing. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't open the lens up a little bit. I could have opened it up a little bit more, but it's just one of those things. You're shooting and all this stuff is going on. But anyway, I got this shot. I felt, the action shots I was able to get, and I also shot action pictures of my daughter riding her bike. The way to get this lens to lock on real well when you're shooting kind of sports and action with it is you want to put the camera obviously in C for continuous focus, and you want to put it on zone area, zone continuous, Z-O-N-E, zone. Now I got to tell you my favorite feature of this entire lens. This is what I love the most about it. It is the optical image stabilization. Oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. You flip it on by switching this little switch right here. Now, Fujifilm says that it gives you up to 5 stops of optical image stabilization. I don't know if that's true or not. Check this out. This is a toy on a table, and what I did, I set my focus point right here to this little red dot. So if I zoom in, there you go. This is at 1/60th of a second, sharp as a tack, okay? Now let's go to the next one. This one right here starts to get, it's still acceptable and it looks great. This is 1/30th of a second, hand holding this lens all the way zoomed in. Let's go to the next one. Still not bad. Remember, I'm zoomed in all the way to 100. If I back out, it looks great. It's not bad. It captures detail beautifully. This is at 1/15th of a second, folks. 1/15th of a second, handheld, zoomed in at 140 millimeters. Let's go to the next one. This one's at 1/8 of a second, f1/8. This is at 1/8 of a second now, and I'm starting to see some softness, of course, at 1/8 of a second, but check it out. It's still a totally usable picture. Now, finally, if I go to 1/4 of a second, that's it. You're not gonna be hand holding this lens, optical image stabilization or not, at 1/4 of a second. Now, as good as it is for photos, check this out for video. Left side of the screen is OIS off, the right side is OIS on. Look at this. Can you believe it? Check it out. It's amazing. That is incredible. I didn't, is it shaky? Yeah, it's a little bit shaky, but man, look at that. Let's have another look. Let's check it out again. So again, I'm hand holding it on one end, and it just was amazing. And I pretty much stood in the same position, held it the same way, everything was the same. The only difference between those two clips was I turned this little switch to on. That's it. Oh, amazing, amazing. Fujifilm, good job on OIS on this lens. No review would be complete here without talking about the 55-200mm lens versus this 50-140. They both take beautiful pictures, and they both will last you years of wonderful use. The 50-140 is better at everything that the 55-200 does. This is better in every regard. However, this lens is $1,000 more money than this lens, okay? And I do my reviews based on every factor, including cost. So the question is it $1,000 better? That's really what you got to ask. One of the questions you have to ask, because let me just show you something. This photo here, I shot zoomed all the way in with the 50-140 at f2.8. However, this photo I shot zoomed all the way in at f4.8 with the 55-200. So here we go. This is the 50-140. This is the 55-200. Okay, there's this one, $1,500, $500. $1,500, $500. I'll have these photos available to you to download. Here's another photo shot pulled all the way back on the 50-140 at f2.8. And here's the same photo shot all the way back, 55-200mm at f3.5. Again, this one, $1,500. This one, $500. Obviously, there's way more to this than price. I get that. We now come to the part of the show where we talk about annoyances. There's a few annoyances with this lens. Annoyance number one is that it makes noise. Not a lot of noise. Now, if you go on discussion boards and you look at forums and what people are writing, you would think that this thing is ranging anywhere from the sound of a jackhammer to no noise at all. What I found was it does make a small whirring noise. Didn't bother me, but at first, and I didn't know this, I'm listening to it, it's making this kind of whirring noise. I thought the lens was broken. I almost actually took it back. No. It's the motor and just the way this lens is, it's gonna make a small whirring noise. If I was shooting wildlife where this lens had to be dead quiet, this would be an issue. Okay, annoyance number two, this thing eats batteries like it's going out of style. And that's because of the triple linear motor, it's gonna do that. But if you get this lens or if you have this lens, make sure you have extra batteries. I think the biggest annoyance actually for me is this right here. This lens hood. I found it kind of tough to put on, quite frankly. It's cheap. It has a cheap feel to it. You know, when you get a lens like this, yeah, come on, metal would have been nice. Or just, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the lens hood. And lastly, I did find that this lens hunts in low light a bit more than I had hoped. But probably that's because I am coming from using the 90mm prime, and the 90mm is drop dead fast. This one does hunt a little bit more. Other than that, the big question of the day, should you get this lens? What are you going to use this lens for? That is a more important question than ever, specifically with this kind of a lens. I found that this lens would be for people who want really good zoom portraiture, events, and certain types of sports that they need that 70-210 focal range on full frame. I think this lens would be for those people. You know, this lens I would imagine would be like flying first class on an airplane. Everything's a little bit better. The seats are better, the food is better, da-da-da-da-da. It's all better. You get on and off faster, but you're both going to the same destination and you're both traveling there at the same rate of speed. So, you know, do you need these extra features? Are they worth the extra $1,000 to have all those things better? If you are new to the Fujifilm system and you do not yet have the 55-200 lens, honestly, I would say get the 55-200. Get the 55-200. And then with $1,000 that you save, right? The $1,000 that you save, you can get yourself two, not one, but maybe two additional lenses. Maybe the 35mm prime, awesome lens, or the 16mm prime is a good one. Or you could get yourself one really amazing lens and the battery grip. So, you know, if you don't have the 55-200 and you're new to the Fuji system, I would say wait on the 50-140. Get the 55-200 first, because this one is a great lens. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And it also has optical image stabilization. As I said before, it does these two lenses. Like the airplane, they're both going to get you roughly where you want to be, except you're going to travel a lot nicer in this one. What I would recommend you do, if you're serious about getting this lens, is to rent it first. That's what I did. You can rent this lens online. Rent the lens, have it shipped to you, and then go out for a day and just use it. Take pictures with it. Then you return the lens that you've rented and you wait a week or two. If after that week or two, you really miss it and you feel like it's worth that investment and you're serious about it, then absolutely you should get it. And that's exactly what I did. I rented this lens first, played with it, and then decided to get it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you all in the next video soon. Take care. See ya.
And yeah, you do know that you should never put the neutral density filter while the hood's on.
That's
or
good.
else you're gonna need these.
That's good. You gotta look right in the camera when you do it.
And if you don't have these, well, bye-bye filter.
Bye-bye filter. That's good, good. Incorporate music into your videos. That's excellent.
So, this plus this equals disaster, okay? Oh, hi.
That's awesome. All right, and we're out.